Ever wondered why some English learners just seem to talk so easily, while others struggle to get words out? Welcome back to the show. Today's episode is part 2, Lesson 2 of our Essential English Journey, a direct continuation from our last session. If you're aiming to not just speak, but truly connect in English, you're in the right place. We'll unpack real conversations, master new phrases, and get comfortable with tricky grammar structures. Picture this. Last time, we explored daily routines and basic present tense. Now, what if you could upgrade those conversations to talk about your plans, your habits, and even give advice? Stick with me, we'll break down modal verbs and phrasal verbs, like should and wake up, into bite-sized, memorable chunks. Ready to make English your superpower? Let's get started. Let me jog your memory. Last episode, we tackled present simple. I eat breakfast. She works on Mondays. Easy, right? But what happens when you want to talk about tomorrow or next week? That's where the going to future tense comes in. Imagine you're planning your weekend. Do you say, I go shopping, or I'm going to go shopping? That little going to is a signal, like a green light, that the action's coming up. Now, you might be thinking, is this always the best way to talk about the future? Great question. Let's break down when and why we use it. We'll weave that seamlessly into your spoken English toolkit, so you sound both natural and confident. Here's the thing. English speakers love giving advice and sharing opinions. Enter modal verbs, those little helpers like should, could, and might. Think of them as seasoning. They change the flavor of your sentence. You study is a fact. You should study is advice. Let's play. Your friend says, I feel tired. You reply, you should go to bed earlier. See how easy that is? But what if it's just a possibility, not advice? Swap in might. You might feel better after a nap. By mastering modals, you'll add layers of meaning, just like switching from black and white TV to full color. Phrasal verbs are like secret codes in English. Native speakers use them constantly, often without even realizing. Take wake up. For example, it means to stop sleeping. But give up, that means to quit. Same structure, totally different meaning. If you've ever thought, why not just say quit? You're not alone. But phrasal verbs add a friendly, conversational tone. Let me tell you a story. My friend once said, I give up my homework. He meant he quit, but it actually sounded like he donated it. We'll break down 5 must-know phrasal verbs today, so you don't just sound correct, you sound authentic. Questions are the gateway to conversation, right? But forming them with going to and should can feel awkward at first. Here's a tip. Just invert the subject and the modal. You are going to study becomes, are you going to study? Likewise, he should call his mum flips to, should he call his mum? It's like turning a pancake, quick and simple. Now, you might be asking, is that all there is? Well, there's one more twist. Don't forget to use rising intonation. With practice, these question forms roll off your tongue and open doors to real conversations. Ever said something like, I am go to eat lunch? Don't worry, we've all been there. Mixing up present continuous and going to is super common. The trick? Remember, am, is, are, going to always needs the base verb next. If you say, I am eating lunch, that's now. I am going to eat lunch, that's your plan. Here's a challenge. Try swapping out the wrong form for the right one in your head, like a puzzle. It gets easier every time. Stick with me, and you'll sidestep these pitfalls with the confidence of a native speaker. Let's bring this to life. Imagine you're texting a friend about the weekend. You might write, are you going to watch the new movie? And they reply, yes, I am. Want to come along? Right there, you're using going to for plans and keeping the conversation smooth. Now, suppose your friend is unsure. They say, I might go if I finish my homework. That's a modal verb in action. By practicing these scenarios, you'll be ready for all those spontaneous invites and everyday chats. Another key skill, sharing your thoughts. Instead of just saying, it is good, try, I think it's good, or you should try it. Giving advice makes your English feel warm and interactive. For example, you should check out that new restaurant. Don't be afraid to soften your advice with maybe or might. Like, maybe you should rest sounds gentler than you should rest. Here's a fun challenge. Next time you chat with someone, slip in some advice or an opinion using these phrases. That's how you move from textbook English to real, caring conversations. Now, let's tune your ears. When you listen to English, notice how context changes meaning. For example, you should eat more vegetables might be advice, but you should be here by 8 sounds more like a rule. Keep an ear out for stress and tone. It's like reading the emotional color of a sentence, not just the words. If you're unsure, ask yourself, is the speaker suggesting, commanding, or just chatting? That's your clue. Practice listening for these layers, and you'll decode conversations like a pro. Let's put this all in action. Imagine this quick exchange. A. Are you going to the party tonight? B. I might, but I should finish my project first. Did you catch the going to for plans, might for possibility, and should for advice? Try creating your own dialogues like this. Mix and match modal verbs and phrasal verbs to express yourself fully. This practice cements the grammar in your memory, like practicing free throws until you never miss. Ready for a challenge? Here's your assignment. Create 3 sentences using going to, 3 pieces of advice with should, and 3 phrasal verbs. Let me give you a start. I'm going to start a new book. You should try it too. Don't give up. Now, it's your turn. Pause the episode if you need to, and say your sentences out loud. This isn't just busy work. Speaking activates your muscle memory, wiring the language into your brain. The more you practice, the more natural English feels soon. You'll be thinking in English, not just translating. Let's wrap up today's lesson with 3 key takeaways. First, using going to helps you talk about your plans and sound natural. Second, modal verbs like should and might let you give advice and express possibilities. Third, phrasal verbs are your ticket to authentic, everyday English. Your action step. Practice speaking out loud. Use today's target phrases in real or imagined conversations this week. Here's a teaser next episode. We'll tackle past tense and storytelling, unlocking the power to share memories and experiences. Ever wondered how to make your stories come alive in English? You won't want to miss it. If you found this lesson helpful, share it with a friend or leave a review. Remember, your English journey is just getting started. Each episode is a step closer to fluency. Thanks for learning with me. See you next time, where your English story continues.